Hello everyone. Today we will do the second lab following the first lab. The first lab we learn how the networking work in our home network. So today we will do hands-on using the one of the simulator called Packet Tracer to practice our networking. Okay. So the today requirement is as a user I need to guarantee accessibility to the www.cisco.com website from a laptop situated within the Cisco Packet Tracer lab environment. Okay, so let me show you the diagram that we are going to use. So as you see, the first diagram we have here is the laptop, and then we have a switch, Cisco switch. Then we have a router. So what is switch? What is router? You can just Google it and you get some idea. Okay, then we have application server. So the requirement is that when we open our laptop and we will open the browser, and in the browser we will type www.cisco.com, and then we should see the application for the Cisco Packet Tracer. The application page should be display if all the network connectivity configure correctly. Okay, so this Cisco Packet Tracer is inside this application service. So that means we will use our laptop, which is here. So we will type www.cisco.com. Then it will travel to every single interface and go talk to the application server. Then it will get the information about the application. Then it will display in our browser. Okay, so this is the goal. Okay, so I also provide the IP address for the application server, DNS server, and also the gateway. This is the Cisco router. So one of the IP address, the network that we are using for application and Cisco router is 192.168.2.1 network, and from the another interface that we are going to use from Cisco router to the switch is 192.168.1.1. Okay, and the IP address for the laptop should be 192.168.1.10, and all both network we are using the 24 subnet. Okay, so let's get started. So the first we need to complete this lab, we need a Cisco Packet Tracer. So Cisco Packet Tracer is nothing but a simulator, right? So in order for to download the Cisco Packet Tracer in your computer, just Google download Cisco Packet Tracer. Then you will it will get a link from the Cisco Network Academy. So just click on this link. Then you have to sign up first, and then I already sign up. So after you sign up, then you will able to log in. So if you log in, and then if you scroll down, you will see the packet tracer. And after that, if you go down and based on your operating system, you can download from here. Okay, so after you download, everything is done, then you just have to open the Cisco Packet Tracer. So if you open the Cisco Packet Tracer, it will be blank. It is like this for first time. Okay, so let me put the windows side by side. I mean the to see the steps. Okay, so just give you just a little bit overview. So here we need a Cisco router and switches. So in the left corner, you see my cursor. So if you click on it, the first it's the network device. The second is the in device. And so these two that we need, and also we need the connection, right? So this is the automatic connector. So if you do not know the cable type that you need to connect different devices, you can use this one. Right. So like for example, we know like if you want to connect from the router to switch, you would need to connect with the Ethernet cable. If you want to connect with the router to router, you need to use the crossover cable, right? But if you use this generic connection, automatically it will configure for you. Okay. So that's what we are going to use today. So the first requirement, let's follow the steps. So we already launched the Cisco Packet Tracer. Now we are going to drag and drop these equipment. So the laptop. So to get a laptop, you see the end device, click on it and select the laptop here and just put it here. Then Cisco switch 2960. So click on the network device, then you will see the switch and the second option from the bottom. So 2960. So put above of the laptop. And then we need a Cisco router, which is 4331. So click on the routers, and the first router is 4331. So click on that router and put it here. And then obviously we need a application server. So again, click on the end device, and you see server is here, and click server. Okay, so now this is our network will looks like. Let me arrange a little bit to looks more obvious. Okay, so now the next we have to just make a connection. So connect the laptop to the switch, connect to the switch to the router, connect the router to the application server. So as I say, we are going to generate connection. So it will automatically figure out what cable we need to use. So just click on it and click on the router and click on the switch. And then again, click on the router, click on the application server, click on the desktop and click on the router in the switch. Okay, as you see that we have a two interface from the router. So gigabit 0/0/1 going to the server, 0/0/0 is going to the is connected the switches. And you see the cable, right? So you see the cable from router to server. You see is called a crossover cable. You see the cable is kind of cut off, is the symbol of crossover cable, and the from router to switch to laptop we are connect with the Ethernet cable. Okay, so now we are ready to configure the router. So the first we have to configure the router. So in order to configure the router, we are going to double click on the router and then switch to the CLI tab. So this is the CLI. And when you open first time, it will give you the dialog. So just type no and enter. So this is the router initial console looks like. So now we have to enable. To enable, we have to type enable, and then we have to configure terminal. Say configure terminal. And the first we are going to configure this gigabit 0/0/0, right, which is going to the switch port. Okay, so we're going to say interface gigabit 0/0/0 and IP address. We say 192.168.on.on. So this IP address also call it default gateway. Okay, so it's 255.255.255.0, and we have to no shutdown to make this port up. Right, this interface right now is red. So as soon as I say no shut, it will bring up, and we have to exit again. Now we have to do the similar step for 0/1 port. So interface gigabit 0/0/1 and IP address. So this will be our network 2, right? So 192.168.2.1 and 255.255.255.0, and we are going to use the no shut. So now both interface is up. So exit. Now we are telling, hey, we are going to do the transfer the information between these two networks. We have to use the IP routing command. So IP routing. Okay, we done with the configuration for the router. So next we have to configure the Cisco switch. So this Cisco switch, again we have to do the double click. Now if you click on the config, you see the fast Ethernet 01, and it has about 24 fast Ethernet. So we will configure Cisco switch, the all 24 will be accessible for this website. Okay, so again we have to use the enable command or en, then configure terminal. Then we have to use interface range, first Ethernet 0/1 224, and switchport mode access. All right, so exit and end. So it will, so we also done configured the switches. So now we have to configure the laptop. So double click on the laptop, then you see open the laptop setting and double click, then select desktop. So this is the desktop, and follow by the IP configuration. So I have to click on the IP configuration, and I have to provide this IP address. So is 192.168.1.10, and just click on the subnet mask. It will automatically fill out for you. So default gateway is 192.168.1.1, right? So this is our default gateway, and the DNS server we will give 192.168.2.10. So this is not DNS server. We have to configure in the server port. We didn't configure as yet, so we just provide that, hey, this will be our DNS server. Okay, so laptop also is done, configuration is done. So now we should able to ping from our laptop until this gigabit port 001. Okay, so this is the IP address for this interface is 192.168.2.1. Okay, so let's try to ping it. So I'm going to ping first this interface, which is default gateway is ping 192.168.1.1. So this is for this interface, right? So it looks good. So Control C to stop. So now I'm going to see if I'm able to access or get reply from interface 01. Okay, and this interface IP address is 2.1. So it's ping 192.168.2.1. Oh, I put the wrong. It should be on 68. Okay, so yeah, we have to wait. Since I entered the wrong information, it will take about timeout maybe 1 minute. So I'll come back. All right, so I'm going to again, but the first time I was typed, it was the typo. You see, I put on ping 192.168.7, right? It should be 192.168.2.1. Okay. So it's a ping 192.168.2.1. So I'm able to reach this interface as well. Okay, so now we done all these three devices configuration for these three devices. Now we left over with the server. Okay, so again we have to double click on the server, then double click on the server, then click on desktop, IP configuration. So this server also have a desktop similar as a laptop. Okay, so now IP version 4, I have to provide 192.168.2.10 and default gateway 192.168.2.1. Now DNS server is same as the IP address 192.168.2.10. Okay, so now we're done with the configuration. So now let's try to see if we are able to open we are able to see the cisco.com or not. Okay, so www.cisco.com. So right now it shouldn't work, but let's wait for timeout. So it right now is sending the request and waiting for the reply, and after 30 seconds it will give you the timeout. So as you see, it's a host name unresolved. So that means it's not able to recognize the cisco.com. Okay, so now what you can do, we are going to see if we can use our IP address, DNS IP address, right? So this is 192.168.2.10 and click on go. So now you see Cisco Packet Tracer. So we are able to access the Cisco Packet Tracer application using the IP address, not the DNS, which is cisco.com. Okay, so now we have to configure that. To configure that, we have to there should be the navigate back to the service settings, select services. So we have to click double click on the server again, then you have to click on services and then click on DNS, and after that you see the name. We have to provide the www.cisco.com and the IP address is 192.168.2.10. okay, and you see this is off, DNS service off, so you have to select one. Okay, so now close this, and now if you try again, so double click on the laptop, then click on the web browser. It will take us a little bit of time. So now if I type www.cisco.com, it's still not able to find. So let me troubleshoot to see if I make any spelling mistake. So double click on the server, click on DNS. Oh yes, you see there is nothing, this board is empty. So let me do it again. Okay, so name is www.cisco.com and address is 192.168.2.10, and you have to click add button here. Click add. So now is the A record is appear here. Okay, so now if I go to laptop, double click and click on go again, you see right now we are able to see the Cisco Packet Tracer. Okay, so let me close again and reopen. And type www.cisco.com. See here, and you also should able to modify these application. And if you want to modify this application, you have to go to the server again, then go to the HTTP, and you see the index.html, and you can add new file, all those things you can do it from here. But our goal for today's session was to make sure we are able to access the Cisco Packet Tracer application from our laptop, which is done. Thank you.